Hey, welcome back to it. Today we're going to work. We're gonna start putting some walls up and putting in some railroad ties for a new corn bunker over at the North Farm. We poured a cement pad about 4 or 5 years ago. I don't really remember when. It was a while back, and we've been putting bales on it, or we've been putting some corn on it. But we've wanted to get some walls. That way we can have more corn storage for wet corn. This year really pushed us to get some walls for the corn bunker because, well, we got our corn in pretty late, and so we're probably gonna have a lot of corn that's running pretty high moisture stuff. And having this pit will allow us to get a few hundred more bushels done of wet corn, because with the weather we've been having, we're probably gonna have some extra wet corn. Last week my dad had been hauling some of these used bunker walls back to the North Farm, and so we're gonna start working on putting railroad ties in, and then we're gonna bolt them to the railroad ties, those cement walls. And later today, Dad's gotta start baling. We've got some fourth cutting of alfalfa laying on the ground right now, and it's 85 degrees, good weather for putting up hay, and hopefully tomorrow we'll start cutting our millet. So just pulling through the North Farm. I haven't had much video of us over here, but we got that big feed lot, and then we got 2 other small ones, and then behind these 2 feed lots is where we have all of our hay. We got hay up on the hill back there, and here's where we're putting up the pit. My uncle runs a few pigs over here, and so it's just nice having this corn back here since all the grass and silage is back here as well. This is what we're using. We got these clamps to move the walls. We just dug our first hole, and then basically we are trying to make sure that they're level and that they're the right height. We're gonna have the top of this railroad tie butt up against the top of this wall. Oh, the deeper we can have the post in the ground, the better. Second one in. Now we're gonna lift it up, put it in place. That way we can figure out where we need that third railroad tie to be. Now that we got this one tamped into place, Dad's gonna take that drill and drill a hole in the concrete. So this ready rod is what holds the wall up to the railroad tie. And we got that hole drilled. I drilled a hole in the wood, so we just gotta tap it in because it's a little tight. We keep having to run up to the shop looking for hammers and drills and stuff, so my dad's getting really antsy right now because he knows he's got to bale. Probably got about 5 or 6 hours of baling. It's a little humid, so it might get kind of tough later tonight. But once we get this first one and we kind of know the flow of things, it should be a lot easier. Working on the corner now, and I'm stuck in the Bobcat because we didn't like how we had this first panel set up, and so I pushed on the railroad tie with the Bobcat to get it level better. Now we're gonna do the corner, and we're gonna put that railroad tie in, but if I release the pressure from this one, it's gonna come back. So I'm just kind of stuck in here because I can't get out because the loader's in the way, and my GoPro is outside of the cab, so I'm using my phone. Yeah, it's getting hot in here. I can't turn it back on, but yep, so they're just gonna set that railroad tie, and they're gonna drill the holes through the concrete, and then they'll put those ready rods through the concrete into the railroad tie, and then I'll get to back up and get out of here. As you can see, this post is higher than the concrete, and it's possible that someday we'll have corn higher than it. So right now we're gonna push it in with the fork. Got 2 slabs in. They're working on clamping the 3rd one up, and I'm gonna drill a hole over on the south side. And this is definitely a lot of work. I might need some juice after this, like maybe some orange juice, or maybe some Hawaiian Punch, or maybe Bud Light. Wow. So here's the hole I dug. It's not good. It's at an angle. Don't tell Dad. So the first few panels, we had those clamps, and there's this groove right here, but this one panel doesn't have the groove, and so instead of using these clamps, we had to use that yellow cord to haul that around. Or he's backing up for me. Got a dirty stash, and Dad just took off. He's gonna go start baling. He's got about 40 acres, so that'll take him about 4 hours to bale, so he'll be done around 10. So far, we have one of the east walls in, and we have all 3 of the south walls in. It's about 8 o'clock. Dad's baling this hay field over here. Like always, it took longer than I thought it would. Got everything bolted up, and we're ready to start placing them down the side here. In the next video, we'll finish the rest of this up. See you later. Thanks for watching.